What's going on, people? So normally when I do these live shoe things or whatever, it's an unboxing of sorts. This time around, no box because I got these straight from the store. Yeah, it's a Foot Locker bag because these came from Foot Locker, right? For those who couldn't put two and two together, I get it. There's always some slow kids in the crowd. But here's the thing, right? We're going to go through this relatively quickly, hopefully. That's the plan, anyways. Going to open up some of these Roosevelt shirts that I picked up, and then I'm going to be on my merry way. So that way we can all just be in and out real quick. So let's go ahead and see what's going on in here, shall we? It's, I don't know why that's taking forever to start up, but whatever. So, top of the box and all that good stuff. It's the standard style that you've seen on a lot of these in recent times. I like when the Jordan 11s came with those fancier boxes. It was kind of a lot to deal with, like getting into it, getting out of, getting the shoes out and all that stuff. But it is what it is. And then on the side of the box there, right? So let's go ahead and start with that. So you saw that big old size 11, right? Obviously, these are not for me. So these are for a coworker's son, right? So we were talking about these the other day. He was kind of thinking like those could be something to do, right? Maybe like a gift or something, because they look pretty decent, right? And so I'm like, okay, well, you want me to put in for your size? Because I already got mine through, or his size. You want me to put in for that? Because I already got mine through Finish Line, did one of those early access, whatever they call it, the status situation. So he's like, yeah, size 11. And I'm thinking, like, that's ridiculous, right? Because, like, this son of his is like, I don't know, he's like, say 5.5 feet tall or something like that. But he's like a size 11, which it just looks weird. I just imagine like an L shape. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't seem right. But hey, it is what it is. So that's the ones we picked up. Well, I picked up whatever today from the store. Let's go ahead and see what's going on with this. So this is it right here, the Space Jam 11 Low. Yeah, this is actually looking pretty all right. Kind of makes me somewhat glad that I got a pair in a way. Not that I feel like I would have missed out, but whatever. Down there across the bottom, I think that's what the last one looked like. We're gonna find out in a second. So you got all that carbon fiber type stuff going on, like people always talk about there, whatever that thing is. Then on the upper right, standard stuff as you see on a lot of 11s. Got this whole patent leather thing happening. This here, I forget what the term is. Everybody else seems to know it, but me. You got this here meshy type of thing, but it's a little stiffer than your standard mesh. I forget what they call that. And then you got whatever that says in there with a little bit of blue. And then on the back, same sort of deal with the 23 at the top. And then looking down on in there, once again, size 11. So I think these are all right. I do kind of prefer the lows in a way over the highs or mids or whatever a standard 11 is. But the only reason for that is because I tend to wear a lot of low shoes. I wear a lot of running things. I'm going to pull these things out real quick. This is the Space Jam 11 High, I guess. It doesn't really say. I guess they just assume you know what kind of cut these are. But, if you're me and you're kind of on the outskirts of the whole shoe thing, most of the time, you tend to really not know what's going on. A little 45 on the top of there, right? I'm sure these aren't new to most people. Got the 11 thing going on in here. It's kind of a bluer color, but it looks a lot like a black on the screen, right? Talking about the shoe box, not me. Another 45 going on there. We're almost there, people. We're almost there. Got a lot of stuff to get through. Jesus Christ. You really got to work for it. You got to want it, people. And then, I'm not going to go all through there, but it looks like there's some kind of design on the back of the box, which I don't know if I've ever noticed that. Who knows? Who knows? Set that down there. So we'll do this real quick, looking at these. So, all in all, things are looking basically the same so far, right? This one, you have the Jumpman guy on the back, whereas on the bigger pair, well, on the higher pair, it's on the side. I thought something was weird about that, but I don't really deal with a lot of 11s, like not on a regular basis. I have like maybe a dozen or so, something like that, but I don't really pay them a lot of attention. I haven't even worn a pair since like 2018. But either way, so you got the Jumpman on the back, got the Jumpman on the side, still in the same color. Then as far as things go on the front here, right, there you go. That's also looking very much the same as well. And even down to the materials, nothing has really changed. So same sort of meshy things happening on both, which is cool. Take this here thing out of here. They used to go a little higher in on the details and on the quality of these little extra materials and such back in the older days. Nowadays, they're just kind of phoning it in, but they're still selling, so I guess it doesn't really matter. It just matters to people like me who like to get better things for their money, but most people, I guess, don't really care in the end. I get it, because what's it really matter, right? So, but got these fancy shoe trees on the older ones. This one on the inside, you got this, where is it? There we go. Nike Air thing happening there, right? Whereas, like I said, this one, you got the Jumpman, if I can get this lace thing out of the way. So there's that for you. But then finishing things off, as far as comparisons go, on the bottom, same thing. You wouldn't really know which one is which unless you turn them to the side. So there you go. The reason I do this here right now is because I may not want to do it when I get my pair and it's time to do the actual review. Because, like doing comparison reviews it's good and it's handy, right? I'm not going to argue that. But I don't like doing it because it's time consuming. So there's that piece. Let's see. There's some questions. Well, there's a question here, maybe two. No, one question, one statement. I don't even know what you're talking about. I honestly am not in tune with that part of the world of shoe releases, so I don't know. So underwhelmed, I guess, is probably a safe bet because I tend to not care about anything with his name on it. Nothing against him. I've seen the stuff and I'm just like, whatever. What's the ASICS got going on? So, and then this one was good afternoon, and good afternoon to you. I was not around for I saw you were on the live last night talking about the sneakers. Normally I'd pop into the chat and whatnot, but I was all over at the Norva watching City in Color, so that was a good time. But either way, so there you go. That's all the differences. I did kind of say it, or maybe I at least showed it 45 instead of a 23. So that's kind of a thing that matters to some people, not so much to me. And also, since another thing that doesn't really matter to me, but people pointed out, you got that little like notch at the top here, right? Right about there. And then you have another one on the side somewhere. Yeah, kind of right about there, right in the middle area. This one does not have that. I don't know if that means anything to anybody, but it's a thing that I hear people talking about, like, oh man, like the notch, blah, blah, blah. I could not care less. I could try, and I would fail because it matters so little. So there you go. There's the little differences between those things real quick and whatnot. So what is that? 8 minutes in? Not too bad. So past that, that's it for the shoe thing. If you were just here for that, like you are free to go. I have covered all I need to cover. If you have some questions, you can ask some questions, but I have nothing more to show or tell. So there's that on the shoe thing. But I do have some shirts I'm going to open up real quick because I got to prep for some reviews in the coming week, I guess. Now that I've got most of my shoe reviews done, I can move on to some stuff that is a little more entertaining. So that's usually where it comes into buying like shirts and wrestling figures, which I just got some new wrestling figures today, actually. So there's a Walmart exclusive Nicholas and Matthew Jackson, right? So that's something. And they're wearing the Diodora shoes. So it's like the first time I've seen like an actual figure wearing their actual shoes, right? Because they did, the Young Bucks put out some last year, or maybe it was 2 years ago, some Diodoras. I forget what the model number was. So from Roosevelt's, we have this right here. Check that out. Yeah, I got a little Godzilla action. Let's show you the back because it's a little easier to see without all the buttons. So at the top, you got whoever that dude is, right? You see that? And then as you get a little lower, you got the Godzilla. Bring that in. There's some stuff on the side, right? And then over here on that side. So yeah, it's a nice all over print shirt, right? So this, I don't really wear these on normal life or whatever, but these are what I wear to work a lot of the time. Oh, let's see. Glad you got that. Me and what the sneakers spoke about me too. I'll have to go back and see. Was it anything good or what? Because I know I haven't known you as long as I've known him, but I've known you both for a bit now. So curious. But yeah, I wear these shirts to work because I think they're kind of cool, and we're supposed to have shirts with buttons on them or collars on them, maybe both. And these have buttons and collars, so it's checking all the boxes. Pull out this next one, right? And I've done a number of videos on these things, right? So real quick, just to sum it up, they come in at about $70 a piece, which is a fair amount for a t-shirt or a shirt, whatever. But they're really nice. They're super lightweight, super thin and all that. Very vibrant on the colors when the colors are made to be vibrant. Sometimes they intentionally do them a little duller than others. But either way, it's generally an accurate representation of what you see online, which is always a good deal. Moving along, this one right here was kind of a special release from them. When I say special release, what it is in the application, if you have it installed on the old cellular telephone, there you'll see things that you won't always see in the actual store on like the rsvlts.com page. So they'll give you a little heads up that it's going to happen by about a day or so. And then around noontime, I think it was, they pop in and they often move fairly quickly, but it's kind of a cool thing to get. Either way, so moving along into here, I don't know what the deal is with this. It just seemed kind of cool. You got a dinosaur doing some barbecue stuff, right? So I like dinosaurs. Barbecue's not bad. Just had some barbecue yesterday. So this seemed like a cool shirt to have. And honestly, I would have completely not even thought about it, but I had to step outside from work to buy some action figures or something. I think it was a Mondo release day, if I recall correctly. And since I happen to see that, I'm like, oh, well, let me just go ahead and do this too. But okay. Oh, I didn't see you. You said in there like it was all good things. Well, that's cool. I do appreciate when people say good things about me, as long as they're true good things. Because some people will say some things that are nice, but they're lies. They're like, "This is the best YouTube channel ever." I'm like, that's nice of you to say, but it's not true. Not at all. It's okay. I would give this. I would say like on some days maybe a B minus. Most days solid C plus. Like your average day C plus. So these are the last three here. Let's open these things up, see what's going on. They do also release packs, if you will, right? So this was from their Surfs Up pack. Not like Surfs Up like the movie, which actually that would be kind of cool, I still quote that every so often, when I talk about certain things and say it's like a big trash can full of poop. I had mentioned that in a description recently. So this one right here, some kind of pink color, got some stuff going on. I don't know what's happening with it, but color-wise, I thought, yeah, this is something I don't have and should have. So now I have it, and that's kind of the end of that story. It's a very simple life around here, the life of old Tristan Stewart. Now, second shirt, because I want to say I got all three. This one, I'm dropping these stickers out of here. They all come with stickers in the bags. This one's an octopus. Check that out. So this one here, not so busy, right? And it's not showing up so great, but it's kind of like a teal sort of color. So you got this guy going on. Pretty cool, right? And like I was saying, standard price is in the $70 range. It kind of sucks, but I think they're worth it because they're really comfortable, right? And they make a lot of different types of things as far as looks go. So I have Labyrinth shirts, Marvel shirts, Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles, some wrestling ones, some Batman ones. Got a lot of stuff. You'll see some of those in the coming days as I get these reviews knocked out. Last but not least, this one right here. So this one and the first one I showed you were the ones I wanted the most, and I wasn't sure which one. And then I'm like, if I get this other blue one, because I was kind of thinking that would look pretty good, I may as well just get all three, because at that point I have two out of the three, and why not just like top it off, right? So that's kind of what happened. I just figured I'll just go all in, get all three. And now here they are. Now you've seen them. Now, if you care to, you can head on over to rsvlts.com. It's out there on the internet. Check out the site, see what they have, and maybe they have something for you. If you have some money for them, then you can have that thing. So, and now here we go. Click, click. All right. LOL, he says. No fabrication. All genuine stuff. And I'm hoping you would let me interview you one of these days. Hey, man, on a day, on a night, you let me know what best for you. My schedule is generally pretty open. I do go to a lot of concerts and wrestling events, though. So as long as you don't catch me on one of those nights, then we're good. But that's pretty much the only thing, and those are quite predictable. So let me know what day of the week you generally do those, because I can't remember if they're always on Fridays or what. But yeah, and who knows? Maybe if it is on a Friday, we do it early enough, we can watch some SmackDown afterwards, right? So that could be something. Okay, let's see. That's the summertime show. Oh yeah, it's that time almost. I mean, not technically, right? I think we still have, what's today, the 18th? So we still have a little over a month, I think, whenever the like solstice thing kicks in. The third one is a good one. Go with those Concepts Air Max ones. I'm thinking of something else. What am I thinking of? I can't picture those. There was some Air Max one that I was thinking of, but that's not the one. I don't think anyway. But yeah, they do go with a lot of things, and I mean, even one of my most recent ones, what was it? The Air Max DN goes with two of these actually. So yeah. But either way, so quick recap before I go closing this thing out. This is the time when, if you have some questions, put those questions in there and I will address them as I see them. So picked up, which one? This one right here. This is a Space Jam 11 low. This is a Space Jam 11 high, right? Picked these up today, just brought these out for a little comparison. Everything's mostly the same, starting with the bottom. There you go, there's that, not a whole lot different. Not a whole lot different here either, except for the Jumpman on the back, because over here it's on the side. Speaking of the back, 23 versus 45, got that happening. All around the rest of it, all very much the same, except for some of the little extra details on the inside, like a nicer shoe tree and whatnot. But how much does that mean to your average person? Not a whole lot. And then a handful of Roosevelt shirts that I just showed you. So there you go. Now we're all caught up, right? So from me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. I have about 30 minutes before my parents show up, so I got to clean up some sort of mess and whatnot, make this place look somewhat presentable, which is basically now it looks like it looks like a half Foot Locker, half Toys R Us in here most of the time, but with slight order to it, so it's okay. And they like to look around, like, ooh, who's this guy? This seems cool. So it's like a museum to them sometimes. So there's that. Wait, what's going on here? Let me read these. I normally aim for Friday around 9, or we could wait till 10 after SmackDown. Okay, hey, most Fridays, I'll have to look at the calendar and stuff, but I feel like I'm good coming up here. Let's see, Casidian Color, was that? Yeah, I think from what I'm seeing here, I think my next Friday concert is the 28th, which will be Ice Cube and the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So that should be a pretty good time. So it's looking pretty good for the Fridays. And mid, technically, only Jordan highs were the ones. Ah, okay, interesting. I don't have a pair of ones near. I just had a pair of ones near, those pollen ones. I don't know where those. Oh, they're in there. Yeah. So okay, I could see that, I guess, because it doesn't look super high. So I mean, even compared to this, like, how much higher is this thing? Yeah. Maybe it's just because also just the way it is, because like the one does just look high. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't worn a pair of mids since like, well, I guess February, because I wore those Radio Raheem ones. Radio Raheem 1 mids, that is. So there we go. Appreciate the little insight there. See, that's why I like to have people like him around, because they actually know stuff. I'm just like, hey man, check it out. Some shoes. Guess they're black and blue or something like that. There's a 45 there. That's something. That's how my videos come off in my head anyways. So I've already closed this thing out, so I'm going to just say this later, people. But I do appreciate you all stepping in and killing time with me. It's a thing that I do appreciate. I say it a lot. I don't know if it really like registers with people, but I do mean it. So yeah, I'll catch some of you guys later maybe. We'll see what happens.